And we're back, howdy y'all, this is Ethan Bonreal back at it again with more Earthbound, and last time we were here, we completed the second dungeon of the game and collected the second melody for our soundstone. If you need a refresher, the soundstone melodies are basically the Chaos Emeralds or Dragon Balls of this game. We collect them and then plot happens. Sounds good? Thumbs up. This time around, we're going to go ahead and head back to Twoson to let Paula's family know that she's safe and get our hands on some big money. So, let's do it. So it kind of sucks, unlike a lot of other games, when you complete a dungeon you are not warped out. But, as I mentioned in the previous parts, once you defeat a boss, the enemies actually run away from you, and you have a chance to basically farm some free EXP on your way out, which is pretty neat. So we are going to do that a little bit. I'm not going to do it too much because I spent a lot of the previous episode grinding to get Paula up to speed. I think she's about level 13 right now, which is pretty solid, but she doesn't really need to be, like, super ultra high. We're never going to catch her up to Ness, basically, is what I'm saying. But, hey, we got a call from our dad. Hello, it's your father. You've been out there for a long time now. It may be none of my business, but don't you think it would be a good idea if you took a break? Hell no. I see. Well, it doesn't make me happy, but I understand your point about the fate of the world being at stake. Click beep. So man, how y'all been doing? I have been releasing videos pretty frequently lately now, haven't I? That's pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to be doing that. And part of the reason is because I have a lot of free time now, because again, as I say maybe every other video, I am looking for a job. I have a job, it's just a shitty job, so I don't necessarily, I'll just bash it. I don't necessarily have it taking up a lot of my time or mental power, basically. I just work retail right now. But, let's see. What's been going on with y'all, my little gaylings, or whatever identity y'all have? Other than that, I've been doing just fine. You know, summer is winding down here, and it's still really hot. In fact, it was like 100 and something degrees yesterday. But, you know, it's pretty legit. I've been real sexually active lately, which is a little bit weird. So, I've briefly mentioned this in a previous video, but it might seem like I'm a bit more sexually active than I actually am, and I'm definitely not ashamed of that. And the reason for that is because y'all hear about, like, all the experiences I've had over the course of my entire life while I'm talking here. So, like, in maybe every other video you hear about me talking about hooking up with someone, but those aren't happening, like, immediately before the videos or even in the same week or month. They're just experiences that have built up over time. But contradicting that, I have been pretty active lately because folks have just been interested in me, which is pretty neat. That's pretty rare, actually, on my end. Not because I don't think that I'm attractive, it's just that people aren't really interested in what I'm bringing right now, which is cool, that's cool. You know, it's just part of life. Sometimes people aren't feeling you. Sometimes, in fact, a lot of people aren't feeling you because you have things going on, so like I've said before, sometimes you're gay, but not in the cute way, and so it doesn't get you laid, basically. Or, on top of that, it doesn't get you friends, which really sucks. I've mentioned this also, but, you know, when you're not attractive in the way people want, people are, in fact, actually very mean to you sometimes. I actually had a lot of trouble in college making friends initially because basically I'm black and real gay and I'm real southern, and I'm very culturally black, if that makes sense. So I'm very different from a lot of the people that I went to school with, and that just created kind of a barrier between me and other people, even though I felt like I was pretty friendly, but, you know, people just weren't interested in it. And, you know, I actually had an experience where, on my way to the first LGBT meeting I ever went to, the first official one, I actually was in an elevator with someone who just literally refused to talk to me, and, you know, sometimes it's a toss-up with things like that. Sometimes I recognize people might have social anxiety, but I've also gained a keen eye for recognizing when people do not want to talk to me when I'm because I'm black, basically. And that is always very interesting. I didn't really push it, but I was just, trying to make casual small talk. And at first I was like, maybe he's just not out and he's really uncomfortable because our meeting was in like this really remote place. So basically, if you were going in this elevator, it was like you were here because you were a faggot and you were here to go to the gay meeting. So, maybe I thought maybe he's not out and he's just really nervous, because I know sometimes people can be real shy about that stuff when they're on their way to their first time being around gay people. But nah, that dude just straight up did not want to talk to black people, which is whatever. Or he felt uncomfortable with the type of black person I am. That's actually a really good, that's a real good way to put that. And I'm not gonna try to perpetrate a fraud or anything. I'm not like from the hood or anything, but I lived in the city most of my life. I fairly recently, like in the last third of my life, moved to a suburb, and my parents are both very black, very black, and they both grew up extremely poor and also lived around only black people most of their lives. And I act very black. And I do get people commenting sometimes, wow, you sound really white. And the answer to that is actually because of school. I was actually teased a little bit in school for my voice, not so much because I grew up somewhere with mostly Latino and black people, but basically in school, I have ADD, and also I have dyslexia, which I learned recently. I learned that that's what's actually been going on my whole life, is I have fucking dyslexia. And consequently, I used to read very slowly, and I just had trouble speaking. So my school actually put me in remedial reading and speech, and basically that, well, before I even go into that, also my teachers thought I was stupid, which is really funny because I actually got later in my life diagnosed with, I'm not diagnosed, but assessed with a genius level IQ, which isn't, I mean, I think every kid and their mom says that. Like, I know from my job that everyone's kid apparently, like, it reads beyond their reading level. Not really, that's a lie. Not everyone's kid, I know that for a fact, but it's not too uncommon. But either way, that was what they said about me. I did extremely well on the IQ tests they gave me as a child. And, this is getting a little bit rough. I kind of regret not buying any food. We're gonna try to zone that enemy off the screen. Let's see if we can get rid of it. Alright, is that a tree that wants to kill us? No, it's not. Good. So we're gonna grab this. I mentioned before that I wanted to get some items that I missed on my first run through here, so we got it. Let's see, we're gonna equip this hard hat, because it actually gives more defense than the Holmes hat, which is useful. But, there's a very real chance. Fuck, man, I don't want to fight those. There's a very real chance I might die here. But anyway, like I was saying, my teachers just acted like I was dumb, but in reality, it was because I had ADD and dyslexia, and I just had some speech problems. But I basically just drilled myself very relentlessly to, basically give my teachers what they wanted language-wise, and the result of that is that apparently I just sound very white to people. Which is a little bit annoying. I actually resent when people say that a little bit. But, it's whatever. And the other thing about that is that it's hard for me to feel comfortable not to talk the way I talk. because it basically was almost like erased from me. Like, I was just drilled really relentlessly. I remember I would go for like 3 or 4 hours during school. Like, when I would normally have English and reading, I would be in my remedial speech thing, and I would be learning phonics, which I didn't know that was phonics at that point in time, but okay, I know that I'm about to die, friend, but I can't do anything about it. Although that's actually helpful. It's letting you know that the poison damage you're taking is getting ready to kill you, which they don't do in Pokemon. Luckily, we should be good to get out of here, because most of the enemies here are only going to do 1 damage to us. But I have this memory of being in Dallas with my extended family, and I remember basically they were just talking, and I was talking with them, and then they just all looked at me, because apparently I said something that just did not sound very ethnic, basically. And I remember just feeling really, like, frowny face, because it was like, man, I don't fit in with nobody. Like, I just sound a little bit southern to all these people I'm around at school, and then I sound like really white to the people I'm related to, which isn't necessarily bad, but it's like you want to sound like the group you're a part of, right? Like, I wanted to... Oh my god, I really am sad that I very well might die here. Well, no, Paula's dead, I forgot. Oh my god, I'm tilted. Well, that's okay. That's very okay. It's okay to die on screen. I've decided to accept that. It took me a while for realizing that in my... Oh my god, it teleported us to the closest phone. That's amazing. Well, that's good that we died then. Let's go ahead and talk to our dad real quick and tell him about the fact that we actually died. Okay, thank you, Dad. You gave us some money. Alright, Paula's not gonna level that soon, and our dad's gonna go to bed. Oh, and talk to Mom, too. Hello, Ness. I heard that you got a new girlfriend on your journey. Well, why don't you tell me about her later? You see, I have this feeling that she is right next to you or something. Well, if she is right there, say hello to her for me. I have to go now. I'm right in the middle of cleaning the toilet. Bye. Oh, that's cute. Thanks, Mom. Spoilers, though, Ness is gay. Not really, actually. I mean, he doesn't really have a sexual orientation established, but I mean, as long as I'm playing him and he's my player avatar, he's a giant homo, so get into it. Anyway, we need to retrieve Paula's corpse from the necromancer that lives here, so let's do it. Yo, what's good? Who do you want to see? Paula, where's she at? There we go. Thank you, Resurrector, for me. And she's back. So we're gonna go by the hotel real quick, and heal up to full health, and then we're gonna go to the department store and get some hamburgers, because we really need to not have healing items anymore, because I don't want to die again in this part. And then after that, we are gonna move on with the plot. Sound legit? But yeah, that's that about that. Part of the reason I even brought all of that up was basically because someone asked me to talk about what it is like being gay and black. And that's what gay stuff has to do with what I was talking about was also that, you know, I was raised by my mom mostly when I was younger. And then I spent a lot of time with my aunt, and I had 2 female cousins and 2 boy cousins, so I was basically around a lot of women, and so I talked very gay. I talked like a southern black woman a little bit, and so that was also kind of removed from me with the speech classes that I was taking and the reading stuff that I was taking, which isn't necessarily bad, but sometimes it comes out a little bit, and I think y'all can probably hear it when I'm talking in my videos. When I get annoyed, or when I'm trying to embellish on something, I sound a little bit more ethnic. But, you know, get into it. But anyway, like I said, we need to pick up some stuff from here. Man, that was a pretty neat tangent. That moved pretty slowly, or not slowly, shit, smoothly. So we are gonna go buy these burgers. So this upcoming part is actually a pretty neat part of Earthbound. Just because it's like real random. Like, there's no real reason for this to be happening in the game. We're gonna get to see a live musical performance, which is pretty cool, I guess, right? And then on top of that, we are going to... Oh, I don't want that fruit juice, actually. We want another hamburger. The benefit of having Paula in our party is that our inventory space basically doubled, which is real legit, right? And also, we are gonna get a skip sandwich. Oh, we don't have enough money, that's awkward. So we need to go upstairs and hit up the ATM, because we got a lot of money waiting for us, actually. I think we have... It was either 3K or 6K, I don't remember. Let's... Oh shit, why am I talking to the ATM? Okay, yeah, we have 3K, so we're gonna go ahead and take out, like, 800 bucks? That sounds legit, yeah. And we're gonna go back downstairs and buy that. So, I don't know if I've mentioned this on screen. The benefit of the skip sandwiches are that they make you walk faster. So, I'm gonna get 2 of them because it's a little bit tedious walking through some of these areas. But they also only heal a very small amount of HP, which kinda sucks. But, you know, you can't have too much of a good thing going on, or the game just becomes a little bit too easy, right? But I would say that Earthbound is actually kind of hard, actually. It's easy and hard at the same time. Like, it's not complicated, but you just have to grind so much to be able to get through the game without getting, like, one-shot by things, or getting crit by something and then you just die abruptly. So where are we? Oh, you know what? We need to probably tell Paula's parents that she's not dead, so let's go ahead and do that. She lives down here, right? Past this pond. There. Actually, can we do anything with that pond? Let me check it. Nope, we can't. Or can we? Let's try to talk to it. Nope, okay. I was just making sure. Alright. Oh, and then we also need to talk to Everdred, too. Don't forget that. He said that once we rescue Paula, we need to check in with him. Which, I don't know what his deal is with her. Anyway, yo, what's up? Oh, you know what? Something I should have showed off? If you come in here with Paula when she's dead, the students will be like, I thought I saw Paula for a second. I wonder where she is. And they'll comment on the fact that she's actually a ghost following you, which is pretty neat. I'm sad I didn't get to show that off, but, you know, we gotta get this video moving. Anyway, what's good with you, little kid? When I grow up, I want to be just like Paula. Like, you want to get kidnapped or something? I don't know what's up with you, but whatevs. Paula is like a mother to me. You may not be able to comprehend my emotions, and I might have a baby face, but I possess the mind of an adult. I beg your pardon. Oh man, okay kid. Yahoo! I knew it! You saved Paula. I don't really understand it, but I know that Paula's miraculous power and your great courage will allow you to stand up to any challenge. Paula, if you must take a trip, be sure to bring this along. It's my very own handmade band-aid. Oh, that rhymes. You know what? I'll call it a hand-aid. I'm pretty sure Band-Aid is actually copyrighted, so I think it's supposed to be a handmade bandage that ends up being called a hand-aid, but whatevs. Did you meet Dad? He's sorry that he suspected Mr. Everdred of Berglund Park. Let's go say hi to Paula's dad. He seems like kind of a dweeb, actually, from our previous Oh, hey, it's him. Yo, what's good? Oh my god, it's Paula. Ness, thank you so much. You must be the boy who will save the world, like in Paula's dream. Paula, I'm sure you'll be a big help to Ness. It's not every day a father lets his daughter embark on a journey to save the world. Dad, don't worry about me. Ness and I will be able to take care of ourselves. In Threed, the next town, we'll meet another friend. If the 3 of us combine our power, no one can beat us. Now wipe your eyes, blow your nose, and smile before we take off. Goodbye, Paula. Don't worry, I won't cry anymore. So this is actually pretty cute. Paula's dad will actually follow us to see us off. Because he loves her. Aw, that's pretty adorbs. Alright, so now we got another thing we need to do. This dude's gonna tell us that we need to see Everdred. And what he's gonna give us will blow your mind. Wouldn't it be great if I just had really clickbaity videos where I just cut the video and was like, what will Everdread give Ness? And commenting on this game that's like at least 20 years old now. I guess I was like 5 or 6 when it came out, so it is probably about 20 or 21 years old. I don't know the exact date, but anyway, this is Everdread's house. And be glad, I actually literally refuse to ever use clickbaity videos to get people to watch shit. I fucking hate that so much. Like, actually, okay, so no shade. I'm gonna stop. I'm not gonna talk to Everdread yet because I need to talk shit a little bit. So sometimes I'm watching like other homosexuals' YouTube videos, and they post like the cringiest, most embarrassing thumbnails possible. It's just like rainbows and eggplants everywhere, or just like ultra clickbait deluxe. It's real wild. I really like literally refuse to do that because that is so gross. I don't know, it's not my look. So, you know, that's where I stand on that. And so if you find out I'm fake in the future, you can reflect to this video where I explicitly said I'm not going to use clickbait. So if I start doing it to try to get more viewers, call me out and drag me, please. Anyway, I was going to ask you to be my partner, but I know you'll refuse. It's written all over your face. If you get accepted, or if you had a shit. If you accepted, I was going to give you some money. Actually, I can't keep the money now anyway. Let me just give this to you. It's 10,000 bucks. Use the money any way you like. You cannot refuse my generosity. Just accept it. Now I plan on looking for the evil Manny Manny statue that Liar exaggerated unearthed in Earthbound. Earthbound? Nah, shit, I meant on it. I'll see you at another time in another space. Okay. Paula got a wad of bills. So, that money actually ain't even going into our funds, as you can see. We only have the $745. The reason for that is that this is actually just a key item or a plot item. We're going to use this to advance the plot in a bit. But man, let's see. What else? You know what I'm going to do? I am going to use a phone, and I'm going to call the Escargo Express. And then we are going to pick up some items from them real quick, and then we're going to move forward. Actually, I might cut the video pretty soon. I don't know. But, you know, summer's almost over, which is pretty intense, right? That's so freaky. So much time has passed so quickly. But, you know, things just be like that sometimes. I think that, you know, what I was originally going to talk about, I have some bullet points to the side of this video window, is I was going to talk about how... Oh my god, this is so gay and corny. So I have a note here saying, you know, summer's winding down, but it's still real hot. And you know what? I remember my summers by the boys who didn't love me back. Like that's so corny. I love it though, because that's very me. Because it's true. I do remember the summers, based off of the boys who didn't love me. Because it's like every, you know, not every, but a lot of springs since I've been in college. Like I've just have been very romantic, hopeful. Like I met someone who was pretty cool. And, like, things end up just not working out. And so I'm just spend the summer being extremely hot and a little bit sad. But man, the winters for me are always real terrible, dudes. Like, oh my god. There's this infamous winter that I always talk about. We're gonna get rid of the pencil eraser. And we're gonna get rid of... Oh, we should actually get rid of the hand-aid, because that actually is a full heal, so we're going to use that later in the game, probably in the last dungeon, actually. And honestly, we could store the Holmes hat and use it for something else later. So we're going to do that. There we go. And I actually said we were going to pick up items, but I wasn't reading the dialogue when I used the phone, so we're just going to say fuck it, we don't need it that bad. But yeah, like, winters are real harsh for me. There's this infamous winter I always talk about, where I basically, was rejected by this guy during winter. I'm gonna wrap this video here, so I'm gonna finish talking about this, then we're gonna talk about the game a little bit, then I'm gonna cut the video. But basically, was really into this guy. Man, I love the shit out of that boy. And he just wasn't feeling it for whatever reason, and I legitimately, it was right before finals, and I legitimately cried all over my final exams. I was so, I was like, it like obliterated me. I was so sad and gay. I actually had to get a new Scantron, or a new test sheet, because I fucking cried all over it. It was so embarrassing. But you know, it's not, I'm not even really embarrassed about it. It's just very funny to think about that I was that enamored with someone. And I look back on that, not necessarily fondly, but it's like, it's neat seeing how much I've grown. Anyway, so the reason why we're here is we could have talked to these dudes earlier, but I didn't, because you can't really do anything with them, but they let you know that if you bring Paula back here, they'll let us see their show for free because they're actually musicians. Oops, shit. Hey, you came with Paula. Then you deserve a present, Playboy. Here's a backstage pass. You can get into our shows with this. Alright, so we're gonna use this backstage pass in the next video, actually, but first we gotta get snapped up, so let's do this. Pictures taken instantaneously. I'm a photographic genius if I do say so myself. Okay, get ready for an instant memory. Look at the camera. Ready. Say fuzzy pickles. Wow, what a great photograph. It will always bring back the fondest of memories. So, we are going to cut the video here because there's going to be a lot going on in this next few scenes, and we want to have y'all fresh and ready and prepped and primed to see what's going down here. So, in the meantime, I want to thank y'all for watching these. I'm going to try to keep uploading videos regularly. Who knows how long that'll last? Maybe, maybe I'll, I don't know. I'll just try. I'll try to do it. But no promises, because I'm afraid of commitment. But also, shout out to anyone else who, like, had to go through speech therapy or whatever, or had to take remedial classes in school. I see y'all are hella valid. I said hella valid on purpose because it sounds like a really cheesy thing someone on Tumblr would say, but you know, get into it. But in the meantime, thank y'all for watching the video, and goodbye.